want to start. I'll probably get in the middle of this lesson as far as you hitting. I want to explain the two crossroads in detail, but before we get there, the two crossroads aren't relevant until you can get to the intersection. So if you think about, Hogan talked about two crossroads, right? The start of the swing and transition. And absolutely, I think he nailed, well, of course he did, but he nailed the whole crux of the golf swing with that statement that the crossroads at the start, which I alluded to earlier in the Sneed video as well, at the start of this whole series, and then the transition. But before the start of the swing, there's like almost the entire shot is played. So you've got to get, I want to get you in the right mode in preparation for the first crossroads, which means we want to get you to the intersection so that now you actually have a choice. Whereas if you don't get there, most people, they're already preparing to swing back, okay? So if you're preparing your body to swing back and you set up to the ball, you see the target there and you're getting ready to swing back, it's like you're not even at the crossroads. So Hogan's idea of two crossroads is it's a waste of time. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep.
So let's get you, I want you crossed, so you're already at the crossroads, and then you choose the right path from there. So I'm going to say that there's a third crossroads, and it might even be the one before the first crossroads, which is you got to get to the crossroads, crossed. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We've got a ball out there, John.
Yep.
Camera, yeah, that's good. So I'm going to throw another one out there. And let's just say that there's a bit of a space between those two. Right? So your 240 out there, that white thing, it's kind of between them, isn't it? Sort of?
Yep.
Right. So you can anywhere through there, but I want your attention. Okay. I want your attention on the ground here. Not up in the air. So if you see your distant target, I just want your attention on the ground there. Okay?
It's in there.
Yep, I can see it. So
Yeah.
this is, you've got that there. Now, what I want to do, the next thing, because your attention's in the right place, is I want your body to build itself in opposition to what you're looking at. Whereas typically, you've gone where you're looking, and that's what you were doing there. Okay?
So I'm going to turn away from the look.
Yes. So let's
The direction
I'll
looking.
get you to face the camera, and we'll reiterate this thing, if you set up there, and send it like almost like a windscreen wiper to the finish. And then from there, you can just look at the camera, if you like, and just rotate from your feet up through your legs away from this club. Yes. And you're going to do it on the angle. Yeah. Look at the camera. So don't look away from where you're going. Yeah. Right.
I need to be looking over
Yeah,
there.
don't look where you're going.
Yeah.
Rather look away. Okay. Now when we get down here, and you look over at the bottom of that fence post over there.
Yep.
Okay. I want you to rotate away from that the same way you rotated away from the club. As you're looking out there, so you're looking this way, you're rotating the other way.
Yep.
Right. That's a totally different structure.
Well, that is a crossroad.
Yes, it's a crossroad.
I can feel a cross pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not so much that you need a ton of pressure, but that you have the right orientation.
Yeah.
That's the key.
At the direction of the pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's far more...
And the intersection of the pressure.
Everything we talk about is far more technical. Like, I'm not being abstract here. I'm being very concrete. This is very technical. When you look that way, it sets just normal human intent, right? If I look somewhere, like half of my being goes there.
Of course it does.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if I look somewhere and turn away from there, it's like, oh, all of a sudden it highlights that I'm here. right? Because half of me's going here and now I'm turning this way. It's like, oh, there I am. Okay? That's what we're trying to achieve with this. We're trying to, you said it, we're achieving a crossroads. Okay?
And I very much feel that.
Right. So let's do that at these, you just pick one of those balls to be good. Rotate away from where you're looking. Good. There you go. But for now, let's just do that. Come back and look at the ball and hit one for me, and we'll see where we go from there.
You want me to hit one?
Yeah, yeah. Straight out of the gym, John Hensby. Yeah, good structure. Fantastic. Very good. Very good.
Well, it's gone exactly where I aimed it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. Yeah. Some good grunt on that, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's first swing of the day. It's a fourth groover, but a good fourth groover.
How old are you again? That's ridiculous.
81 this week, mate.
You've got some good speed.
This week.
So, see, what I look at that and I say, okay, if you can sharpen up your vector,
Yeah.
then we're really.
I felt that.
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt I lost the vector.
Yeah, but the vector Victor.
Yeah. Victor,
Okay.
Victor.
Yeah. So this is where, like, building it. See, you can't stay in a frame that you have not constructed. Back to your earlier point, you see me staying in the frame.
Yeah.
I build it such that it's very difficult for me to get outside the frame. That's why I don't worry about my swing per se as it's happening, because it's been built to stay within the frame I've built. And that's what we're hoping to achieve with you here. This is where the investigation for me into Hogan led. There's no, you can't look at Hogan and think, okay, first he did this and then he did that. Like, no, that's not what's going on there, okay? He built it and then he shot it. That's end of section. Anybody that says that there was anything from when his club moved to when the ball got struck that he had to do is looking at the wrong thing. And you need to think in those terms. Because Hogan realised that he wasn't good enough to get involved in the swing. He said you can't control the face at impact, that's folly.
No, even on the downswing.
Right. So let's not try to do that.
No.
Instead, let's build a frame and open the door. Cool? So I want you...
Just call me Carpenter John.
Yes. Well, you're an engineer, so I want you to construct the frame here.
Marty, I really like this. I like this feeling.
Yeah.
It's just different. I mean, containment, you know, centralisation, it's all there.
Yes.
I can't believe how many different directions
Right.
I used to swing in.
Yeah.
And I wondered why I could never ever coordinate them to
Well,
a vector.
Think of it this way, right? The ball's not moving.
No.
The target's not moving.
No.
So why are you going to move? Like, it's stupid, right? Think about... I know.
Well, overly move, yeah.
Well, not even move at all.
Yeah.
Like, when I played for a living, right, it was all, with me, it was always, how am I going to move, right? And that's always the wrong question. Because the answer is, how am I going to move? Don't move. That's the answer. Well, how do I swing without moving?
Yeah, that was, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, well, you build yourself at a crossroads, an intersection, okay, and then you go down both paths.
Okay.
You go down both paths, and then the crossroads switches over, and now you're on both paths that side. And meanwhile, you've never done anything but you've stayed in the intersection going down both paths.
Yeah.
That's the crossroads.
And when you do that, Marty, that to me is a conjuring look and feel of that look. When you're doing that, that's what I feel.
Yes.
It's just that's simplistic, guys. I mean, you just do that and feel what the connotation physically of
Well,
that.
I defy anyone to rotate from their feet away from where they're looking in their eyes and rotate from their feet up through the whole length of them and not feel that.
No, well, you can't. You can't. No, and I feel it profoundly now, which means clearly in the past there's been no capability settings for vectoring at all.
No, you've
None.
just been going in there like this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You've been over here.
Yeah, and then I'll go from here over here and then try and get back to here rather than staying here and going in this direction.
Right.
That's what I see. That's what I see in your golf swing. You talk about one direction.
No, I know, yeah, no.
You talk about one direction. You are Mr. One Direction.
I'm not laughing because I'm laughing because it's true.
Look at that.
Yeah. How about you, who is normally hitting the ground? You're so shallow. You hit an inch behind the ground, behind the ball normally, and just slide along about 3 inches past.
Yeah, I'm a collector. I've
Yes.
always been a collector.
That was a strike.
Yeah. Oh, that was. I mean,
Yeah,
that was
good. Yeah,
that was.
that was very good.
Wouldn't be able to putt with that ball, Marty, and have a flat side on it. Huh?
It's picked up on airport radar.
Yeah.
It's an Exocet missile.
As Mo would say, it is. It is. I'm loving this.
Yeah, good.
Loving this.
Yeah, well, you know.
And guys, the reality is this is about the 24th ball
Yeah, it's
of the whole program we've been involved in. Because Marty, we don't go through any hitting programs. We do it as you see it.
It's true.
There's no training, and I've gone away from it. I haven't wanted to train.
Yeah, you told me. You
Haven't wanted
do
to
it without
practice.
me here, you
No,
said, yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Okay. Cross yourself up.
Yep.
Get yourself to the crossroads.
Well, why does everyone say it's such a hard game?
That's pretty nice, John, I've got to tell you. It's good. Yeah. Look, let's not rest on that, though, because we're going to do a lot better. Like, as good as that is good, by the way.
Still hasn't got the flow.
No, but we can do a lot better. That's all.
Oh, yeah, the flow will come.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything extra to make that better. What we want to do is we want to refine your understanding of what's now coming. So this is good because people, you know, if you have a breakthrough, oftentimes we'll have a little regression. And that's fair enough, because let's say I have a breakthrough in my swing motion. I feel something like you're obviously feeling this now. You're feeling that crossed up, what I call a crossed up structure. And you're maintaining that crossed up structure. I can see that.
Well, I never move or feel like I move from being out there.
Right.
I'm out there to start with. I stay out there,
That's-
and I want to go out there.
This is the beauty, right? Because you're two places at once.
Yeah.
Your kinematics, right? Your kinematics are with the apex. Okay. So I look out here. I'm out where my target is, that gum. Okay. But my physical feel and body is right here behind. I'm actually behind the apex. Is where I am.
Yeah.
Because the apex is that way, and I'm away from it. You see. So my mind is ahead of everything, but I'm behind everything, if that makes sense. So I can stay ahead in my mind, and in body I'm behind. And there's the crossed up. Now I don't want to make it too esoteric, because people will feel this. Again, just throw something out on the ground, 20 yards in front of you or thereabouts. Look at it on the ground. Don't look at it like this.
Yeah.
Okay? You got to look at it like this, and then rotate on that angle. This is a nod to Tom Watson's secret, by the way, when he mentioned his secret on Golf Channel and numerous other places. When you look at it on the ground, rotate away from it on that angle. There you go. Right there. Now I'm crossed up exactly as I want to be, John, and I'm just going to stay that way and shoot it. Okay. Crossroads.